Good morning, everyone. It's early. Up. I see dawn approaching. Got a fire going. It is a little cold, and I'm not alone here today, so yeah. Always thinking about others is a good thing. Yes, yep. And I had a funny one happening yesterday. I say it's never boring here. So it was warm. It was warm. It was cool, but not cold. And the sun was shining, so I had the door open, and I was sweeping, and that, you know, causes dust, and I don't know what. And I thought I'll get a fire ready later on when Sissy gets home, and if it's too cold for her, then we can get one started. So I took the tray out at the bottom where all the ashes are in, walked to the other door over there. This door was open. Opened it up, and here comes a gust of wind, and I don't know how much I actually dumped out there, but I'm looking at myself and I'm going, oh my gosh, I'm full of ashes now, right? And I turned around. It wasn't just me. The whole living room was full of ashes. So it was everywhere. Huh? I'm just glad I hadn't actually started on that room yet. Anyway, so always something, and all I could do is just, what? What just happened? And why did I not? Was I not more careful doing that? And all I could do is just chuckle and go, well, it gives me a good excuse to really scrub down the couch too and all that. See? Yeah. Some of it actually flew all the way to the kitchen too. So there you go. Always something. All right, let's get going here. There was something else that came to my mind last night while I kept thinking about these passages of such ruthlessness in a way, right? And on how it would, what it would take to just have the people of Israel only follow this one path of restoration, right? Yes, not just one path of the one God. And I thought about prison. When people go to prison, right? Yes. Prison should be, I think, there should be an absoluteness there as well, right? And I'm not going to get too far into it, but I had all these thoughts coming through my mind on how really one should be confined when you have committed, right, atrocities in society. And yes, okay, well, one has to take that under consideration and this and I don't know what, and I get that. Okay? I also understand on how corrupt our jurisdiction system actually is, or justice system, not jurisdiction, justice system is. I get that too. But not everybody is corrupt, right? And yet, if you're not kind of become a part of the corruption, then you then you're being bullied. Then you get bullied, right? Yes, it's very difficult to stay on the righteous path, isn't it? It really is. Right? You're hardly allowed to really say what's the truth anymore, right? No, that's the wrong way, Yeah, but you don't understand. No, I don't. You know what I mean? So kind of thinking on how God had to be so strict, right? And the consequences, right? Yes. Now, again, does one have to kill the innocent just so that one then keeps on that path or whatever, which is collateral damage. Happens all the time. Even though you feel real righteous about it, it's still collateral damage. It's still wrong. I've wondered, what if the Israelites, or if Moses would have said, or the Israelites would have said, okay, but we get that we're going somewhere else and there are other people. Can you ask God if there's another way than to just drive them away? Or, is there another way to punish people or teach them the consequences and then the right way besides death? Right? Yes? Yeah. The blood sacrifices too. I mean, was that just all just accepted? There was nobody said, wait. Can you ask God if there's another solution to it? I'm feeling uncomfortable with that. Mainly because, is it the right thing to do? Is it really the right thing to do? But nobody did that, seems like. Right? Is it because people thought so simple and now? Okay. It seems like in every era, there always were people who thought above the minds of others, right? Yes? In a good way, though, right? Yes, there were others, also very smart, who knew how to manipulate and use the people's heartaches and disappointments and discontent and unhappiness to their advantage to create more of that, right? Yes? And then people become mobs and scary stuff. Well, anyway. So all this stuff goes through my mind, and yeah, I wasn't there, so I'm just reading the stories, learning from it, wondering how we got to the point that we are at, really, when it comes down to it in the world. Some's good, a lot of it is not so good. So, let's see. I think we already read that one. Yep. I've got to mark that one. Where's my pen? Here we go. Got me gold pen for my gold Bible. All right, marked. I'll mark this one too already. We are in a new section 2. 6. The furnishing and building of the sanctuary. Are we just getting there now? Dear me, this is never ending. Same old, same old. This is just different people wrote things down. Then it's now we're reading the whole thing again. How do you manifest something? How do you really manifest your knowledge? By reading it again and reading it again, right? Then maybe some adjustments have to be made because you suddenly have this, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's how it's really meant, right? Revise a little. Oh, let's see. I think I got a better way for that one, right? Yes? Okay. The Sabbath rest. Moses assembled the whole community of Israelites and said, these are the things Yahweh has ordered to be done. Work must be done for 6 days, but the 7th must be a holy day for you, a day of complete rest in honor of Yahweh. Anyone who does any work on that day will be put to death. You will not light a fire on the Sabbath day in any of your homes. Ooh. Well, in some places in the world, that could mean death. All right, Daniela, they weren't in the Arctic. Okay. Again, it had to be. Could you really not light a fire? What's the big deal in lighting a fire on Sabbath day and be warm? Cook something. Not getting that. Okay, all right. Well, you see, you give someone the little finger, then they take this one, and that one. Well, then this one is okay too, then that one, then it starts on the other hand. Pretty soon, everything's out the door, right? Well, we know how that works. So, it had to be this, but I'm sure there were exceptions, as I said. The materials are collected. Moses spoke to the whole community of Israelites. This, he said, is what Yahweh has ordered. Set aside a contribution for Yahweh out of your possessions. Everyone whose heart prompts him to do so should bring a contribution for Yahweh, gold, silver, and bronze. And what's God going to do with that? Okay, I got you. Now we're talking again about building the sanctuary, right? Materials dyed violet purple, red purple, and crimson, finely woven linen, goat's hair, ram skins dyed red, fine leather, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, cornelian and other stones to be set in the ephod and breastplate. And all those of you who have the skill must come and make everything that Yahweh has ordered: the dwelling, its tent and its covering, its clasps and its frames, its crossbars, its pillars and its sockets, the ark, its shafts and all its accessories, the mercy seat and the screening curtain, the table, its shafts and all its accessories, and the loaves of permanent offering, the lampstand for the light, its accessories, its lamps, and the oil for the light, the altar of incense and its shaft, the anointing oil, the fragrant incense, and screen for the entrance of the tent, the altar of burnt offerings and its bronze grating, its shafts, and all its accessories, the basin and its stand, the curtaining for the court, its poles, its sockets, and the screen for the entrance to the court, the pegs for the dwelling, and the pegs for the court and their courts, the liturgical vestments for service in the sanctuary, the sacred vestments for Aaron the priest, and the vestments for his sons for their priestly functions. Liturgical. That's a hard one for me to say. You know, when you grow up with another language, right, sometimes your tongue rolls a little differently, and you don't have that automatic, oh yeah, well, that's spelled like this, because you grew up with the language, right? So sometimes with certain words you just wonder how what it actually said. Well, anyway, still learning. It makes a difference. Your mother, that's why it's called your mother tongue. Yeah, yes, okay. Well, English isn't my mother tongue. The whole community of Israelites then withdrew from Moses' presence, and all those whose heart stirred them and all those whose spirit prompted them brought a contribution for Yahweh, for the work on the tent of meeting, for its general service, and for the sacred vestments. Men and women they came, all those whose heart prompted them, bringing brooches, rings, bracelets, necklaces, golden objects of every kind, all those who had vowed gold to Yahweh, while all those who happened to own violet, purple, red purple, or crimson materials, finely woven linen, goat's hair, ram skins dyed red, or fine leather, brought that. All those offering a contribution of silver or bronze brought their contribution for Yahweh, and all who happened to own acacia wood suitable for any of the work to be done brought that. All the skilled women set their hands to spinning and brought what they had spun: violet, purple, red purple, or crimson materials, and fine linen. While all these women, whose heart stirred them by virtue of their skill, spun goat's hair, the leaders brought cornelians and other stones to be set in the ephod and breastplate, and the spices and oil for the light, for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense. All those Israelites, men and women, whose heart prompted them to contribute to the entire work that Yahweh had ordered through Moses to be done, brought a contribution to Yahweh. Donations. It's said again and again, the ones that feel like it, the ones that were prompted. Yes, I want to be a part of this. Nobody was forced, it sounds like. Though, maybe if you didn't bring anything, death might come upon you. Okay, all right. Anyhow, I can't help it. It's a group. The Old Testament, there's some gruesome stuff in here when it comes down to it. Okay, this isn't a part of it. Give freely from your heart. All right, sounds good. The craftsmen for the sanctuary. Moses then said to the Israelites, "Look, Yahweh has singled out Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and has filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom, knowledge, and skill in every kind of craft, in designing and carrying out work in gold and silver and bronze, in cutting stones to be set, in wood carving, and in executing every kind of work. And on him and on Oholiab," oh, I like that name, Oholiab, son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan. He has bestowed the gift of teaching. Well, alrighty then. And filled them with the skill to carry out every kind of work. That of the engraver, that of the embroiderer, that of the needleworker in violet, purple, red, purple, and crimson materials and fine linen, that of the weaver, and indeed that of every kind of craftsman and designer. Does that kind of, I just read this part and I'm going, ooh, yeah, I'm somehow, I feel like a part of this too, right? Did you feel in any way that whatever was mentioned, that you felt some kind of a kinship to it? Again, what are we in our time now being taught about all this? And why, in a way, is it still necessary, right, to go through the stories and use your own heart to mind to a bit analyze things as well, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that, okay? And to kind of wonder a little bit, okay, why was that needed at the time? And was that really recorded properly, right? And then, ask the questions and see what still applies now. Huh? Any of it? None of it? Reading through it, Exodus, a lot of things still apply. The consequences, yeah, okay. Well, again, I've shared this before on a walk through our woods where I just felt how can a people just move in someplace and basically drive another people out or bring them to the brink of extinction? And I was really sad about it. And I know that there was some unity with the people that came from another part of the world to this world and with the inhabitants, but then you always have the ones that are coming in that want more than what they should have. Right? Greed is a bad, bad companion in your life. And as I was walking, I suddenly felt I wasn't walking alone anymore. And got a little bit of talking to, as if from the spirits from long ago. I got the message. Do not minimize our sacrifice. We know why we had to give in. We know why we moved out of the way. Why so many of us had to sacrificed our lives. And surely you know how to do better, right? To honor on how we made room here for you. Ooh, here I am, right? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish things could have been different, and I got admonished for it. Don't do that. That's not going to help us in any way. That's like, yeah, sure, you're sorry, but are you doing better? Right? Yes? And again, I got the real strong sense of we know the one, and we obey the one. Anyway, I know it's an odd one and it's difficult to explain. But after that, I looked at things a little bit differently. And rather than lament over something from the past, I made the past a part of the present and hopefully the future. Oh, and reminiscing over making the past a part of the present and the future is to embrace what came before and to move on with that. And what did it tell me? What did they do better? Right? Yes? Which I will have to accept to have to give my life as well if it is necessary. Right? Yeah? Okay. Well, anyway, so there it is. Might have to move out of the way too. Don't know. We'll find out. In the meantime, I'll do my best. And keep on teaching as well. Yeah. Yes. I'm learning and teaching. That's a good combination, isn't it? Yes. All right. I got a wall to finish in there. I started yesterday. And I need to make me a sewing station somewhere. I've got so much to sew and fix, and I don't know what. And I've got to get going on that. One would think, you're always here. Don't you run out of things to do? No, never. Never, 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 never. So many things that I'd like to do. Let us think for another day. I try this every day. I have never succeeded yet. And that is to walk through a whole day, okay? From morning when I get up to in the evening when I go to bed, to not have one negative thought, right? Or something that, okay, you know what I mean? Okay, one negative, nothing comes negative out of my mouth and I have no negative thought. Not one, okay? It's very, very difficult, you guys. Very difficult. So, have I succeeded so far? I don't know. I have to go back and listen to the video. But it's a good beginning every day. All right. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Okay, no negative thoughts. None. Zero. And nothing negative will come out of my mouth. Okay, not nothing. That would be negative. Oh, okay, now let's not get technical about things. Anywho, so again, doing it again. Oh, Father, let's have a only positive thinking, positive talking. Find ways in a positive way to solve it, even if, right? Yes? Okay. God's love and blessings always, and may He protect you. Stay warm, and I will talk to y'all another time.